Hey traders, John Howell here. So we've got a really nice bounce out of the stock market today, and I want to come on and do an update for you to share with you what I see happening and what's going on right now, and some simple things to really help you with your own personal trading. So let's actually start off with the good old stock market right now. One of the big things on my last update that I left on my good old YouTube channel, I talked about one main thing that we should always keep an eye on for, and that is the weekly trend. A lot of traders, when they're trading the markets, they have a really big issue with focusing on just one time frame or one thing, right? So for example, they look at one chart like this. Okay, so this is just one chart. It's a daily chart, okay? And also, one of the mistakes that a lot of people make is they look at the chart too close up. Meaning, if I'm looking at a daily chart right now, I'm looking at the last 3 months worth of data here. Okay, so one of the mistakes that I see a lot of traders making, and I made it for a long time as well too, is always looking at the market like this, close up here. And so, if we can see this here. If you're just focusing on this here only, you think, oh, the market's going down. It's gonna crash. It's gonna keep going down. I better go short, right? I better go short here. And one of the things that is really one of the best things that really helped me not get into wrong trades or get into bad trades, because a lot of the times I get into this. See this breakout here? Check out this. And this is something that I talked with my actual private clients. Actually, I was talking to them about this actually today in the coaching session. If you're interested in joining that, guys, I got an application you can apply for the coaching if you want to. It's every single week you're with me for the entire year. And if you do need some help, guys, then go to getjohntop.com. That's an application form. Just fill out the application, and then I'll personally call you, and we'll have a good chat. So anyway, look at this here. Why did this breakdown? Why was this a false breakdown here? Now, there's a few things I can go into which comes to like an advanced trading setups and so on and so forth. And you know, if you're interested in getting, I've got a free presentation. Link in the description there, guys. If you're interested in actually getting my actual trading setup, I've got a free video there teaching you my actual trading system there. But if we break this to the downside, why was this a false breakout? Well, the thing here is that firstly, we actually we're right at this level of support here. See that level of support? Look at that, it's a level of support here. Firstly, that was a level of support. But also secondly, one of the big things here is trying to go short through here was really risky, is because if we then go flip it over to the weekly charts, let's go look at the weekly chart. This is the weekly chart here. And as you can see, I've got some trend lines here. So the weekly chart actually came down to this trend line and bounced. But if I bring my chart out like this here, and the reason why I'm squeezing up my charts like this here now is because I'm trying to see what the big picture is. And so one of the best things that really helps me with trading is going with the overall big and long-term momentum in the markets. And what does that simply mean? There is a flow to the markets, right? And there's two things that I use that helps me identify big and overall momentum in the markets. Sometimes, big and overall momentum in the markets. And I just want to make sure I'm trading with that. Because if I'm trying to go against that, I might make some small profits along the way. But more times than not, the big and long-term momentum is going to completely wash me away. So I flip it on its head, and I always try to go with that big and long-term momentum. Right? So for example, that simply means the trend analysis. So up, we can see we're making higher lows here, right? Up, down, up, up, up. What is this here? This is just what? Just another higher low, right? So the overall momentum is up. The big and long-term momentum here is up. And the moving average, my 24 moving average, is what? Trending to the upside. So we have the trend, higher lows, and we have momentum, which is the moving average, to the upside. So we have big and long-term momentum going up here. And all this drop here, as you can see, all this drop here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now a month and a half of weakness on the downside. What was this doing? This was just now what I call bringing the market back to equilibrium. What is equilibrium? Well, equilibrium is this. I'll bring up a trend line tool here. Equilibrium is this, okay? Whenever the market does make a move to the upside like that overall, right? There's a point where the market has to stop and either go sideways or we get a bit of a drop, right? That's when we start to get the 50% Fibonacci retracements and the pullbacks and so forth. And then we go again, right? Up through there, and then we might do something like that, right? So when the market does this, when the market's dropping down through here, it's waiting for enough time to come to equilibrium. Now, another word for that, guys, that I like to use is fuel, right? All through here, it took a lot of energy. It kept buying it, and then eventually we come out of time where we run out of energy, run out of fuel, and then we end up going through these here to then go refuel again, to then go back to the upside, right? So this is how markets work. Very rarely will you see a market just go vertical. And when the market does just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and you do see that sometimes in the markets, that's now what? That's now called a bubble in the market. And you tend to get really sharp reversals really quickly, right? So that's where you never want to see sharp there. You never want to see a thing go vertical. This is actually very healthy here. So looking at the market here, up, down, up, down, up, down. And as you can see, we had small little ones here, but this is overall up and this is overall down, right? And so you can see we have a little small ones here, but this is the big one here that I'm focusing on. So as you can see, all this is just a very healthy up. If I'm looking at the overall major swings here, that's what I'd be looking at there. So as you can see, we've just definitely just been, and all this here was what? Just bringing it back to nice so we can get things nicely back in balance to go for another move to the upside. And so this is the reason why the stock market right now, guys, is making a nice move to the upside. That's the same there. Same for the NASDAQ as well too. It's the same sort of thing, which comes into the weekly charts. Same for the S&P 500. And this is where, once again, traders, if you're looking at your charts like this here, the last 3 months, you're not sure what's going on. Is it a head and shoulder formation or not? I definitely wouldn't want to be looking for short setups here, which I haven't been. I'm actually in a trade right now, and it's actually bullish. So I'm going with the overall markets. Not in the S&P 500, it's actually an individual stock that I'm in right now. So, and as you can see, once again, is that what do we have here? We have the market doing what? The market going up, down, high, low, up, down, high, low, and up, 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 up. And now we're just getting this little pullback to the moving average. Or we may even have something like this going on there. Either way, we've got that going on there before we just continue on from here. So nothing is really changed through here. The moving average is still very strong for me. So that's where, if you've watched my videos, I've been saying get ready for this movement back to the upside. And that's what we're starting to get already, right, guys? So let's go let's check out silver and gold from here. And let me just bring up this chart from here. Actually, you know what? I'll bring up this one here. This is silver. Silver right now, guys, once again, this is just really no man's land, right? There's no real good clear direction when it comes to silver. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Again, there's nothing going on there with silver, guys, when it comes to good clear direction. The big thing that I do see when it comes to gold, though, is gold is doing what? Gold is still in a very strong, very big bull market, right? And as I've been saying before, the market goes in what? Goes through phases. It goes through a bull phase, and then it goes through what? A no-one phase or a refueling phase. And then we go through a bull phase, and then when the bull phase is over, we go through these pullback phases. So we could be getting ready for another bull phase soon out of gold. And just by looking at this level here, we're not there yet, right? We're not there yet, but we could be shaping up very, very soon for maybe another bull phase overall when it comes to the markets from there. So that's what I wanted to share with you there, guys. Let's just go a quick look at the actual mining sector as well. Mining sector, the hard thing about the mining sector is we've been making these lower highs here. So and then if I look at that weekly chart, the weekly chart is, there's no trend from here. So the mining sector is actually pretty flat from there, guys, overall from that perspective there. So there we go, traders. I just wanted to do this video because I really wanted to share with you that just two major things would have kept you calm through this pullback here through the last month or two. And those those situations that's happening in the last month or two. That's why you've probably been seeing my last few videos on YouTube has been saying get ready for the bounce, because we've got a lot of fear in the marketplace, and then the market's just having a pullback and long-term momentum, stuff like that I've talked about in the past. And now we're starting to see this shift back to the upside. So two main things, guys, I really want you to focus on always in the market. If you trade the daily charts, when you look at the daily charts to look for your entry signals, always keep an eye on that weekly chart. And if we have a good trend in place, making higher lows like we do right now on the stock market, and we have a strong moving average coming up, then we have very good overall big and long-term momentum. And sometimes we will get a month or so drop on the downside, but it doesn't mean the big long-term momentum's not going to kick back in again and get going again. And remember, if we can understand that, that's where the biggest moves are made, right? When we try to get those really good pullbacks, but then we go big, we go with that big and long-term momentum.